Welcome to the Sidewalk CEO Podcast, a podcast for small business owners by small business owners. Each week, the Sidewalk CEO speaks with Frankfort area business owners about their journeys, sharing insights and firsthand experiences that can help fuel your path to success. Here are your hosts, Sheri Donahue, CEO and Chief Cybersecurity Evangelist of Commonwealth Sentinel Cybersecurity, and Leo Haggerty, founder of TCHQ Communications.
And I am Leo Haggerty from TCHQ Communications, along with
Sheri Donahue from Commonwealth Sentinel Cybersecurity.
Welcome to the Sidewalk CEO. Each week we talk with business people from the greater Frankfort, Franklin County area and find out what's going on with their business and maybe get some insight that other business owners might use. Or maybe if you're out there and you're thinking about starting a business, you might learn a few things that can help you launch a successful business in the future.
Or find out where the best cupcakes and cookies are in the city.
You don't need to be a business owner to be concerned about that.
This is true. Yeah, a lot of people want to know that. Okay,
Yes.
I think we'll find out about that today, won't we?
So you might guess we have someone who is in the baking field. It is Heather Cannon with Whisk Cake Company in downtown Frankfort. They're right there on the corner of St. Clair and Main Street. Welcome, Heather.
Thank you.
Okay, so before we start talking about your journey in business, why don't you tell us a little bit about you?
Well, I am 35 years young. I am married. I have a passion for baking, and I have the biggest love for Halloween out there.
My wife will arm wrestle you over that.
My house is Halloween all year round. I got married on Halloween, had a Halloween wedding.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
It is. I usually won't let her put any Halloween stuff out until after the 4th of July.
Oh, mine stays up all year round. I just
and then it
change
stays
a little bit.
until about Thanksgiving, and then we go into Christmas, and then after Christmas, it's Buffalo Bills until they are out of the playoffs.
Well, you could do Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, there you go.
That's what I do.
Well, and I heard this year people were talking about Summerween. Summerween, yes. Did you have
I celebrate halfway to Halloween in May, and then Summerween, and then it's just Halloween the rest of the year.
Okay, so a lot of people, focus on Christmas. But that's just kind of,
And if you're like Heather and my wife and you like Halloween, her shop is Halloween year round.
Yes, it is.
It's really cool. It is. The first time we walked in, we didn't know what to expect. And it's like, oh, wow, this is so cool.
Oh, my goodness. That's awesome.
So how did you get started?
So I started out as cleaning the bathrooms at Walmart.
Wow.
And I used
A
to...
thankless job, if any. There's one
Very
out there.
necessary.
It is very necessary, but I wouldn't wish that job on anybody. And I used to just, bake cupcakes at home, nothing extravagant. I didn't decorate, anything like that. And then somehow they moved me to work in the meat and produce section. And then a coach, which was over the whole area there, she somehow found out that I made cupcakes at home. Well, they were down a cake decorator, and so they just threw me over there, and I just happened to have a knack for it. And I've been decorating cupcakes and cakes at Walmart for a while. And then I met my husband, and he became ill probably 3-4 months after we met each other, and I moved to Stamping Ground and transferred to the Georgetown Walmart. Well, I decorated cakes there for a while, and then I moved into human resources there. And then I come home one day, and my husband's like, "Started your bakery for you." And I was like, "Okay." I work 60 hours a week. I go to school full time.
Oh my goodness!
So then we started the bakery, and I was a home baker for a year. And this property, Susan from downtown Frankfort Inc., she gave a little tip that, hey, this building's coming open. So we went and looked at it, and he had a friend that made cookies. I don't bake cookies. They turn out flat, hard, can't do it. So we become a partnership, and it's been uphill ever since.
Well, tell us your partner's name. We don't want to.
My partner's name is Charlie Van Hoos. She is she lives in Lexington, and she had a little home bakery called V's Bakery. So when we come together, they were like, well, B's Bakery's across the street. We don't want people to get confused. So she just came in under the Wicked Whisk name. And so it's been good partnership so far.
Fantastic.
And how long have you been open?
We opened January 25th was our grand opening.
This year? Mm-hmm. Oh, wow. Okay.
And we have not stopped.
That's fantastic. Wow.
Well, and my wife and I are your perfect customers because I'm the cupcake fan and she's the cookie fan. So
it blows my mind. I don't eat cake. I bake cake. I don't eat cake. I'm not a fan of the icing. It's just too sweet for me. But I never thought so many people like cupcakes.
Wow.
Just because, it's not my preference. So I figured, it's not that popular, but it is.
Well, I used to work in Washington, D.C., and there was this cupcake company in Georgetown that people would line up around the block. Every day you'd go by there, people were lined up around the block to get in there to buy these cupcakes. And they were like $10, $12, $14. And I know yours aren't that expensive. I follow your Facebook page, and whoever's doing your Facebook page, fantastic job because you're posting every day. The best part is all the pictures. You are very talented.
Well, thank you.
I mean, to just have been thrown into, at Walmart and that you had a knack, it's more than that. You are very, very talented.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do.
So the magical theme that kind of you have gotten that everywhere in the business, even with the names of stuff.
So I owe a lot of that to my husband. When he come to me, he's like, well, we need a name for the bakery. He wanted, I call it basic. He wanted like the crumb corner, or in my mind, it's pink, it's teal. That's not me. I am a orange, black, green Halloween. So I was like, I want a Halloween themed bakery. You don't see that often. I wanted a space where they can come get their treats, but also tourists would want to stop by.
Yeah.
Because I have big plans to franchise, and each location is a different holiday, but it's still Wicked themed. So like a Wicked Valentine's Day, a Wicked Christmas,
Oh, neat. What a
That's
great
my
idea.
plans. So I would like to draw more tourism to Frankfort. So I have a lot of plans to make it even more Halloween. Like I want giant skeletons crawling up the side of the building. Now, whether or not, they'll let me do that.
Do you travel East Main Street at all?
I do.
Have you seen that scary looking clown thing they have out in front of the car wash? Like, oh my God.
Yikes.
Now, I would expect that in front of your business. I would not have expected that in front of a car wash, but
I want
it gets my attention.
animatronics. I want witches cackling at you. I want fog. I want spiders dropping down from the ceiling.
I can't wait until Halloween to see how you just go all out. That's going to be
Our
fantastic.
plan is to.
Okay.
It definitely is.
Well, and we were talking before we started, the downtown Frankfort has announced their very popular Witches Night Out. It's going to be October 10th this year, and I think this will be its third year or fourth maybe. And my wife and I were out recently talking with a local business person, and they had said that, the first year it was neat. They didn't know what to expect, but there were all these women. And by last year, it was just a ton of people, men and women, and it's just a lot of fun, and one of the many growing events that we've got here in Frankfort.
I'm excited for it. We missed it last year.
Have you noticed in terms of who's coming in to the shop? Is it locals? Is it people traveling through? Is it a mixture of both?
It is everybody. We have our regulars. We have people from New Orleans, people from Maine, everywhere. We get, comments saying, please open a bakery in New Orleans. Then we get, please open one in California. Can you ship to California? So we're getting all these wants, and we're trying to figure a way we can ship our product and also franchise at the same time. But finding the time with the support of the community we've had so far is just, it's going to take some time.
Sure. Yeah.
And, I've never been in there when there weren't at least 3 or 4 people behind the counter working. And one of the things we hear when we're talking to folks is is it's very difficult to find reliable people, and somehow you've done that. Is there a trick to finding, or is it just you're offering them sweets?
We treat them like people.
Oh,
we're very understanding. At the end of the day, it's a business. We essentially are paying you to work for us, so we need you there when we need you. But we also understand life is hectic. Things happen. So we try our best to work with everybody and not try to overload them with a bunch of tasks and stuff like that. But so far, it's been pretty good.
Well, you get loyalty that way. That's great.
Absolutely.
What are some of the surprises that you've from opening?
So I never knew that extreme stress could cause chickenpox to reactivate in your body.
Oh.
So in the beginning, we were open for 30 days. First month, 30 days, 7 days a week, And I was taking naps in the car. Some nights I wasn't sleeping at all, and I gave myself chickenpox.
Oh, no.
Because our demand was so high. We live there.
Was it actually chickenpox or was it shingles?
Chickenpox.
Wow.
I went to the hospital. They told me I had acne with a fever. I said, this isn't right. So I went to
doesn't make sense.
my primary, and he was like, we can't lab test you because they don't test anymore because the vaccine's done so well, but you have chickenpox. I said, great.
Oh, my gosh.
Wow.
Does your body was just saying, stop, you need to rest. You need to listen to your body.
And then we were like, well, we've got to get some people hired in here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good problem to have, though.
It is. It is a very good problem to have.
Being successful.
So one of the common themes for the past few months when we've been talking to people is the flood. How did that impact you?
So we were okay until we seen it creep up. And then they started putting the sandbags out, and then we got a little nervous. So we started raising things, and my husband stayed down there until he wasn't allowed to stay down there anymore. And then Brad, which is Charlie's husband, my business partner, he would go down there and check. But luckily, that barrier they put up there, it didn't allow it to come through. Now we put together, care packages, took them to the hotel and stuff like that for everybody. But we were just so distraught with all the damage that was done, and people are still, recovering from the flood.
And will be for quite some time.
Yes, they will.
So in terms of marketing, how do you market to the local community versus to travelers?
So for travelers, we rely a lot on, the color of the building, the lime green, draw your eye. We put spider webs in the windows to be like, people come by and they're like, it's not Halloween, but they still want to come in here.
See, I have spider webs in my window, especially just because I don't clean. But yeah, sorry.
She can help you decorate.
I'm all for it. But as far as
no, you can't have real spider webs because my wife is afraid of spiders.
I'm terrified.
She loves Halloween and spider webs, not spiders.
I can't do bugs. I can't do spiders. Birds even scare me.
Oh my goodness.
Just because they're smaller than me and they can fly at you.
They're so, yeah.
Yes. But as far as the community, we post on our Facebook, we post on Instagram. I do a little bit on TikTok, and then we'll post on all the Frankfort pages, like Frankfort Takeout. And then our Facebook, you message us on Facebook, we're quick to reply. We want to answer your questions. My husband's at home manning phones, or he's at the business manning phones, and it takes a herd.
Right.
To raise
so it's
it.
not just you, it's you, your business partner, your husband, I guess your business partner's husband is also, plus the employees that you have. Now, are you all open every day?
We were open 7 days a week. Now we're trying a new schedule for the summer. We've noticed, people are going on vacations. Other businesses like Hoggies is opening up for the summer. So we're trying to be closed Sunday, Monday. We find that that's our slowest days.
Okay.
I mean, we're still profitable those days, but we also want to give our employees time too.
Sure.
To not have to be like, oh, well, I work this day.
Yeah. I was going to say, most bakeries are closed on Mondays. Right. Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm hungry on Mondays. Why is that? So it's more than just the theme and the idea, you guys have come up with some pretty unique flavor combinations. So what are some of your favorites?
So I do an Elvis's Last Bite cupcake. I was standing there.
I love that. I saw that on your Facebook page. That is fantastic.
I was standing there and I was like, it's Elvis's birthday. And my great granny loved Elvis. And I was like, I should do one after his famous sandwich. And I was like, but I have to make it creepy. And of course, he died on the commode from a heart attack. And I was like, well, this sandwich probably killed him. So I called it Elvis Last Bite, which is a banana pudding cupcake filled with banana pudding, topped with peanut butter, cream cheese, and bacon. So,
I know, bacon, right? I love
it is
that.
one of my biggest sellers.
Oh,
That is phenomenal. You have a lot of different ones with bacon. And I
do
like,
maple bacon. I do the Elvis. I'm looking into a chocolate chip bacon.
chocolate chip bacon.
that's like two of my 3 favorite things in the world.
Yeah.
One of the things that Frankfort is famous for is bourbon. Do you have any bourbon?
So I'm working on whether or not I need a liquor license or not. I am talking to Stainless, the meadery down the street for me. Kevin is great. We want to do a drunken cupcake line and have little shots of his homemade mead because he can take any of my cupcakes and make it into a mead flavor. So we figured, cookies and cream. He can do a bacon one for the Elvis,
Okay. I like that.
So that's what my husband is working on is the.
Now, have you all done
legality
some
of it.
things with Rebecca Ruth?
We did. We did the chocolate stroll. We won the chocolate stroll, which
Nice.
blew me out of the water. I didn't think that, this was our first event, brand new. But yeah, we did a hot chocolate. I did a chocolate strawberry cupcake. And then Charlie did a chocolate red velvet cookie.
Ooh.
That was stuffed with like strawberry and cream cheese.
Wow. I know.
This is making me hungry.
I actually had that Rebecca Ruth one last week because I change my flavors every week.
Okay.
So to keep people more, what are they going to have
You
this
keep
week?
coming back. And there's a lady that works in our office that she does a lot of our research and she, researched on you and she was going to go in there because we upload pictures when we do our episodes. And she was going to go down there to take some pictures from other. She got back and she said, I'm sorry, I didn't get any pictures. I was just the cookies. And she's going on and on about all this stuff. And this was so good and that, and she was just so overwhelmed by everything she saw. She forgot to take pictures. That's what she went there for. So I think it was just an excuse to go back, to be honest with you.
Yes, absolutely. And I know she's been back at least once since then.
Has she?
She had a friend who was having a rough day. And so, it was like 1:00 in the afternoon. They didn't want to go out and have a drink. So they went to your place to have some
get
cookies and cupcakes.
That's fantastic. I love it.
I always tell everybody the calories don't count if you close your eyes.
Oh, I love that.
Let me make note of that.
So now you have a lot of social media presence, and you're not selling online yet. But do you now? Obviously, like I mentioned to you, I'm a cyber evangelist, so I'm all about cybersecurity. Do you have any? Do you have cybersecurity processes in place to protect your digital?
So my husband, he's in charge of all that. He makes sure that everything is to a T. We were taking orders through, so we use Shopify.
Okay.
And so we have a website through Shopify and you were able to order online through there and we would deliver. But with the demand and needing everybody in store, we had to turn that off for a bit.
Sure.
So we're trying to work out a way to where we can do that without, having to pay DoorDash fees, you would just order it and we'd bring it to you.
Okay.
By any chance, have you seen the TV show The Bear?
I have.
When you were talking about the Shopify, I was thinking about the episode where they accidentally turned on their online ordering an hour before they thought so and were so far behind that there was no way to,
Oh, wow.
We learned the hard way on that.
Ooh, been there, done that, huh?
Yes.
So what other lessons have the past few months taught you?
A lot of hard work. I never dreamed I would be working more than I would at just a regular 9 to 5. Mm-hmm. I love it. It is my dream. It's my passion. And the lesson I'm learning is community. I never thought I was scared, because most people see Halloween, ooh, the devil, The community has been so accepting, and they love that it's Halloween, and it blows me out of the water because I still feel like just a nobody, just a pin on a map, and then you've got the city commissioner recognizing you at a Mexican restaurant, and I'm just like starstruck myself, being like, how do you know me? But I'm finding that the more you support other businesses, the more it's returned. So I think that's the biggest lesson is support.
That was one of the neat things during the flood, the way various businesses who weren't impacted by it stepped up to try to help businesses that were, and just the community in general. Porters, for example, they had all that water out there and stuff for folks, and businesses with kitchens were making meals just for the people who were out putting out the sandbags and things like that. So I do think it showed the character of the people in Frankfort.
Absolutely.
And just hopefully we can get past this sooner rather than later. But I was talking to one of our other guests. I lived in Corning, New York at one time, and that would have been the late 80s. They had a flood in the early 70s, and you were still finding flood mud 15 years later. I remember moving into the office and opening my desk drawer, and all of this mud fell out of the bottom of the desk drawer. And the guy who owned the radio station is like, "Oh yeah, that's just flood mud. You're never going to know where you're going to find that."
Oh my God, that's gross.
So it had apparently been caked underneath the drawer for 15 years.
Well, you don't think to look under the drawer.
No.
In the drawer, but.
Oh, that's kind of gross. But you were the one that really made people smile with your cupcakes and cookies and all that, right?
Yeah, we put together the boxes, and we had water, and we just tried as much as we could. If somebody needed help moving something, we would do that. And
nice. Okay. So you do look to the future to maybe someday franchising and.
Yes, we want to franchise, and me and my husband's been touring with the idea of like a theme park. Oh, like a haunted theme park. And then, we have a bakery there too. So go ride, the witch's lair, and then come over and eat a cupcake, something like that.
I love the ideas that you all have. That's phenomenal. And the thing about it is this is something that is special to you. You with the decorating, with the cupcakes and the cakes. And I've seen some of these cakes that you've done, specific special event type things. People just kind of give you, and I looked at your order form online where it tell us about what it is that you want, and you come up with these phenomenal.
And you will do cakes for people that aren't spooky if that's what they're after.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
My favorite ones to do, of course, are the spooky ones, or the ones you don't see. Like I did a Goat Man one. Have you heard of the Goat Man of Kentucky? No. So there's like this bridge, and there's this like evil goat man that like haunts it, and they wanted this specific scene from. I didn't know of Goat Man either.
Wow.
And it was one of my best cakes I've ever done, in my opinion. I really love doing that cake. But we've made the for Justice Goodwine. We made her 4-tier cake. We had to pack it up there's 51 stairs to the Capitol, and we packed an 85-pound cake all the way up it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I was going to say, they have an elevator, but having been on the elevator, I think you were probably safer taking the stairs.
Yeah. But I love to decorate cakes. I like the oh my gosh, it's so beautiful.
Right.
I love to see that. I love to make people happy. So if we can be part of the magic of your day, we're all about it. I stay booked about 3 weeks out.
Wow.
I think I'm booked until about mid-August right now. and it's just me, so I can only take so many cakes a day because, going from Walmart, I could decorate 20 cakes a day, but everything comes in pre-made. I don't have to make my icing. I don't have to make, all that, but doing it from start to finish, it takes a little more time, a little more love. So I try to put as much as I can into each cake.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's fantastic.
So, important safety tip, if you are looking for a special cake, give her at least 3 weeks notice, but you'd like more than that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if by chance, somebody canceled and you come in that day and, I need a cake for 2 days, I'll try my best to accommodate your needs because I want to help you. I want to be part of your magic.
But you don't if you go into Dairy Queen, they have a case there with cakes and you can just pick a cake and they'll write happy birthday or happy Father's Day or whatever it is on it. Do you have cakes pre-made that people...
We started that last week. We sold a couple. The one I'm finding is where my cakes are a little bit bigger than your traditional cakes because my cake, layers are like this thick. So
she's holding her fingers up about two and a half.
Yes.
Yeah.
So and it's a double layer. So you're talking a cake this tall.
Wow.
About 6-8 inches.
I'm looking for packaging, and I don't want to just put them, in an open refrigerator and get that. I call it refrigerator stank.
Yeah. Sure.
You eat icing and you're like, oh my God, this tastes like bad air,
plastic.
So we tried it out and we've sold some. Okay. And we're going to keep just a couple on hand every now and then,
That's for people like me who wait till the last minute. I'm going to get a cake. I'm on my way there now. And,
you'll never get a cake order from her in advance, but that's
nothing in advance when it comes to me.
I've got people reaching out for 2026 in October.
Really?
Nice.
I was like...
That's fantastic.
Well, we were talking about the popularity of the cupcakes. I mean, it was perfect because it's my wife and I. I can go in, I can get a cupcake. She can go in and get a cupcake, and we're not left with leftovers for days and days that are going to make us. We're going to enjoy eating it, but we're going to make it sick if we have to eat the whole cake.
Right.
The one thing my wife would like, and she's asked me to mention, is that if you could either make some pet-friendly ones, or if you already have them, make sure that they're somehow noted that this is pet friendly, because as people who have listened to the podcast before know, Murphy is a semi-regular contributor, and we always like to get her so that she can have dessert with us. So
I've made birthday cakes for dogs, and I use yogurt, I use carrots, I use stuff that is are a little pet friendly. The one thing we run into, we want to do dog treats. So the process to do dog treats, you have to come up with your recipe. You have to send it off. They have to lab test it. They have to test it. They have to send it back.
Who's they?
Someplace in Louisville. And the hoops you jump through to make a dog treat is ridiculous. But I can make you anything. It makes me feel better about our animals.
Yeah.
But
right.
That's why we haven't ventured into it. Because if I was allowed to have animals in mine, I would have had my dog in there all the time. She recently just passed. I had her for 16 years.
Sorry.
But it breaks my heart when I'm like, I'm sorry you can't bring your dog in here.
Yeah.
So they stand out the window and just watch. And I'm
They
like,
drool.
Yes.
When my wife and I first got married, we got a couple of dogs, and our next door neighbor's daughter was having a birthday party, and she made her parents get dog friendly birthday cake so that the dogs could come to her birthday party and each of them could have their own slice.
Okay.
I'm having an idea about my next birthday. A dog birthday party.
She's only going to invite the dogs she knows, but that'll be a pretty big party.
That would be, yeah.
Okay, so if someone were to come to you today and say, Heather, I'm thinking about opening a business, what would you tell them?
Do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. My husband, he gets mad at me because I am the biggest worrywart there is. Like, I need a plan. I need to know this is going to work out, or I'm just not going to pursue it. But he started it for me. I was going to wait, till I was out of college for the third time. That's the third time going back.
Still might have been nice for him to tell you he was doing it.
But, he was just like, well, I did
obviously you needed that push, and he knew it.
I did. I absolutely did.
It's not only that, but that he supports you. And that's wonderful that he is there helping and, really supporting you along the way.
Yeah, I owe him a lot.
That's awesome. And that's the thing about it. Like we were talking earlier, when if you wait, so, to have kids to where the time is right, there would be no more babies because it's never a good time. And like you said, just pull the trigger. Commonwealth Sentinel started during the middle of a pandemic. And was that a crazy idea to start? Well, no, because that's when there was a lot more technology and people needed more cybersecurity. But when you look at the idea of starting a business during a pandemic, what? But you just have to do it. Just jump in and just trust that the net will be there. So that's fantastic. Good for you.
Yes, just the trusting it's hard. It's very hard. And some days you go home and they say you get older and you just turn the radio off and you just drive home in silence, and then you end up at home and you don't know how you get there. It's because you're thinking about how hard of a day it was. Right. And I've had more of those than most people opening, that I know of opening a new business, but it's been worth it.
Well, I mean, and you just recently moved your home. You say your husband's been ill. You lost your dog recently. You've had a lot on your plate, and you're sitting here still smiling and upbeat. And so I think it says a lot about your personality. And so hopefully that comes across in what you're doing in your business, because I think your business is a happy thing.
I want to bring joy. I want to bring the love of Halloween to everybody. I want to make it, Halloween is not evil.
Right.
Halloween is
fun.
To me, it's whimsical. It's, I love pumpkins. I've got about 7 pumpkins sitting on my dining room table right now that need homes. So I don't see, when Halloween decorations come out, I don't see, Halloween decorations. I see, home decor. So.
Have you been to Lowe's? They've started to roll it out.
I peep online all the time, the animatronics, and I tell my husband all the time, can you please take me there? And he's like, you don't need to go there. You have enough. And I'm like, no, I don't. We did not have a spirit shop in Frankfort last year, but there's going to be one this year, and I'm trying to remember where it is. Big Lots. That's right. Yes. So
do you do do you do haunted houses? Are you one of those people that likes haunted houses?
I like haunted houses, but when I'm in there, I'm regretting it. Yeah. Because when I get angry or I get scared, or when I get scared, I get angry. Oh. So my husband likes to scare me at the house, and then I will sit on the couch boiled up like a gargoyle, mad for about 30 minutes because he scared me. So I'm probably the funny one you want to take, because I will yell at you. Oh. Why would you do that? Mad.
So we've talked about Witches Night Out. We've talked about Halloween. And we talked about your long-term plans, but short-term, what's in store for Wicked Whisk and your patrons?
Short-term, I would like to fine-tune how we run the business. Right now, we're looking at our customer base, what, is our busiest days, what isn't. Should we stay open later? Should we stay open earlier? We really want to tailor to the community.
That's a very healthy attitude, because particularly the longer you're in business, I think it's harder for people to go, oh, hey, things have changed. And I hear that a lot from downtown business owners, actually, because for a long time, there weren't a lot of tourists. There weren't people around on Sundays. There weren't people around in the evening. And so a lot of businesses, well, no, we're not open on Sunday because there's no business. Well, when's the last time you were open on a Sunday? Well, that was probably before my son graduated from high school, and that was 1999. It's like a lot has changed in 25 years. Yes. And you need to be flexible, and you need to respond to what your customers want and need. And so that's a very healthy attitude to have.
It's just like Joe Dirt said, it's not about what you want, it's about what your customer wants.
Absolutely.
All right. So we have been talking with Heather Cannon at Wicked Whisk Cake Company. They are located on the corner of Main Street and St. Clair in downtown Frankfort. We will put a link to your Facebook, your Instagram, and your website in the notes. What else do people need to know?
Just come in. Come see us.
And what are your hours?
We are 12 to 8, Tuesday through Thursday, and then 12 to 9 Friday and Saturday.
And then when do you envision going back to non-summer hours?
Probably I wouldn't say August. I'd say September, October, when it starts getting cool. People are getting back in school. We found that during school, a lot of the parents would come down without their kids and have their little guilty treat,
Ooh.
So
Shh, don't let children listen to this. They don't want to know what their parents are up to. Okay. Heather, thank you very much for not only being on the podcast, but providing my wife with so much pleasure.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you, Heather. Great talking with you.
Thank you for listening to the Sidewalk CEO podcast. I'm Leo Haggerty.
And I'm Sheri Donahue.
And if you own a business and would like to be featured on the Sidewalk CEO, you can go to our website, thesidewalkceo.com. And there's a little form there that you can fill out, and we'll try to get you on the schedule here in the next few weeks. Thank you and goodbye.
Bye.
You have been listening to the Sidewalk CEO podcast with Sheri Donahue of Commonwealth Sentinel Cybersecurity and Leo Haggerty of TCHQ Communications. You can learn more about the Sidewalk CEO on the web at thesidewalkceo.com and on social media. The Sidewalk CEO is recorded in the studios of TCHQ Communications in Frankfort, Kentucky. Check us out next week for the next episode of the Sidewalk CEO.